Hi all, this is a lesson for the photography class that is an optional lesson, mostly for DSLR users. I do not think that this is available in point and shoots, but if it is, it's worth watching the video just to learn, just so you can look for it on your camera to see if it is on your camera. And if you do this lesson, please share in the forum your results. And this lesson is on flash compensation. What is flash compensation? You're going to see it on your camera, possibly with a image that looks like this one. You're going to see the little lightning bolt is a flash, and a plus or minus. And basically, flash compensation increases or decreases the power of the flash. I'm sure you've seen those photos, and I have plenty of them, where the flash just blows out the person's face. That you're too close to the person and the flash comes on, and it just blows out everything. And in those cases you want to decrease the flash compensation. There are some instances where perhaps at night during a wedding reception your flash might not be enough, and then you would increase your flash compensation. It could be those instances where you're too close to the subject. You need to decrease the compensation, and when you need to get more of the background when you're in a dark situation, you might need to increase it. You can find it on your camera. This is where it looks like it is on my Canon, and there it is. It looks like that. The Nikon might look a little different. I understand the Nikon has probably more than one setting, and so get out those camera manuals and learn where it is on your camera. Of course, this shows my camera here, and we're going to watch the video now. And in this video, another reason for using the flash compensation is when you have a backlit subject and you want to get the backlit subject and the subject in the foreground viewable, to be able to see both. And what happens is you're using the flash compensation to in a decreased mode to gently flood fill the foreground subject, so that, and then you're going to be setting the camera so that it can also grab the what is like outside of a window. Anyway, just watch the video and I think you're going to be able to understand it a little bit more. It's not too long. In this lesson, it relates to the last lesson where we were talking about exposure compensation and backlit circumstances as we have here. DSLRs do this. I don't know if any point and shoots do. I don't believe they do. But there is also something called a flash compensation. And so I'm going to turn on the live view here. And we've got our photos here. And I have it in program mode. And I'm going to also click to turn on my flash, and you can see that the flash now has popped up. Up here, this one on the end is my flash compensation. And so I can click on that and then move this wheel here and change my flash compensation. Let's put it on 0. And so what I'm going to do is the same thing we've done before. I'm going to maybe
spot meter off of here, lock it in at 60, and take that photo as we have before with flash set with 0 compensation. Now you can see it really blew out the photos. It's too bright. If we do this yet again and I change the compensation, let's make it go up 1, and take that photo again, watch what happens. Now it's really bad and too bright. I know you've seen photos like this before. We're getting some of the outside as well as the inside, which is the reason why you want to flood fill the image so that you can get both what's inside and what is outside. And of course you can do a whole lot more with this if you have an external flash. I do not have one. That is on my wish list for about 10 Christmases from now. So if we go down here, we now know that that is going to the right for over compensation of flash is not good. So we're going to hit this, and you see the little bar going down, and we're going to take it down maybe 1 and bring it back up. Let's go ahead. I want to get a real good one here. I'm going to meter it down here, lock that metering in, and move it up just as we've done before. And now you're going to see we've got a pretty good image there. It's not too bright, and you can still see what's outside the window. Let's try, I think it might be just a little too dark, so we're going to move it up just 1. Try this again. So I'm going to meter off of down here, lock that metering, and let's see, this time I'm going to get some of the outside in my photo. There you go. Now you can see that's pretty good. You can see what everything inside really well as the stuff outside the window. So there are ways that you can get backlit and frontlit both at the same time by using these exposure methods. If you have a camera that's a DSLR such as this, and you would like to do this optional lesson, certainly go out there and find some backlit or frontlit. Backlit, I guess. This only works with backlit because you're flash filling what's in the front. Go out there and find some backlit options and share them in the thread. I'd love to see what you do with this in your creativity.
And so you see there how you can utilize both the, I didn't really go over it in there, but both the spot metering and exposure lock that we learned in the last lesson to get the exposure so it shows what is outside the window, and then use the flash to get what is in the foreground. And not wash out what is in the foreground. And so here is an image where you can see what is out the window, but you cannot see what is in the foreground because it's exposed for the background. And here it is where you can see the foreground, but the out the window is all washed out. Now I suppose you could take 2 photos and use your masks in Photoshop and combine the 2 images. That's much harder, but if you use the flash compensation you can get both of them like this image here, and it's much easier to get it in the camera than it is to do all that post-processing work. So it's doable if you don't have flash compensation. If you have a point and shoot, you would just take two images and then combine them using layer masks in your Photoshop or Photoshop Elements. I look forward to seeing how you can use these situations in your before and afters in the thread.